Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. I am Dr. Rizwan Salim Badar from Department of Mathematics, Allama Iqbal Open University. I am here to represent the chapter 7 of your course Discrete Mathematics, which is function 2. Basically, let have the contents that this chapter has is the permutation. A permutation is the an ordered arrangement of all the elements such that it contains n distant elements, for which permutation corresponds to unique sequence containing every element of S exactly once. You can say that for permutation is a bijection from the set S onto itself. It is pertinent to mention that we have discussed the concept of bijection, means the function which is 1 1 and onto, that is called as the bijection. So this is basically a bijective function from set S to itself, arranging the elements without repetition or omission. Here it is very important to mention that without repetition means that this is the order, means an element cannot be repeating itself in the arrangement. Permutations are fundamental in combinatorics, appearing in problem related to ordering, arrangement, probability and algebraic structures such as symmetric groups. Now if you look at the right hand side of your screen, that is the formula for the permutation when the orders matter, when means you have n objects and you want to replace them in k places or any k boxes, then it would be formalized as n factorial over n minus k factorial. I hope so you know the meaning of factorial. Factorial is the continuous product of the number continued from the number n till 1. Means if you consider that 4 factorial is to be, that is 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So that is permutation. They can be used for arranging the books on a shelf, assigning special roles or positions, race outcomes, as well as creating password and codes. Now you can visualize that permutation as a distant path through nodes representing each element. Each path revisits every node exactly once in a different order. Now you can see the graph. We have 3 numbers A, B and C. Now we have the travel from A to B, then B to C, and similarly then from C to B and then C to A. So we can have the permutations, that is the arrangements of the travel from one point to another, which can be ACB, which can be ABC. Similarly, B and C means where you just start from one and you travel to the each and every value. Now the important thing here is the order. First, you see in the first 2 circles we are starting from A. In second 2 circles we are starting from B, and in last 2 circles we are starting from C. This diagram show that the 3 distant elements as nodes and 2 sample permutation paths connecting the nodes in different order. Now what is the application of the permutation? Permutation play a key role in various fields. Cryptography, encryption keys often rely on permutation to scribble data securely. Basically, when we want to have the message to be transmitted to a person or to organization which we want to be encrypted, we use in permutation so that no one can see the message until unless it is decoded and read. Sorting algorithms, understanding permutations help analyze algorithm behavior and efficiency. It means as we know that algorithm is a sequence of the things which we want to do for something. So it need and something order, where whenever the order comes, we will be considering that to be a permutation. Probability theory, that is counting distant outcomes, often involves enumerating permutations because the counting also involves the order. Similarly, we can see its application in operation research and group theory. Recursively defined functions. A recursively defined function specifies its value in terms of smaller inputs along with one or more base cases that terminates the recursion. The definition style is fundamental in mathematics and computers for defining sequences, algorithms and data structure. The recursive definition typically consists of base case, that is one or more explicitly defined value that do not depend on the function itself. Recursive case, formulae that express function depending on n in terms of the function depending on k. for smaller value k less than n. Why we consider the recursion? Basically, it simplifies the definition and the reasons of the complex function or sequence. It mirrors the natural definition of many mathematical and computational concepts, and it enables elegant algorithm designs just as divide and conquer. Now, cardinality and cardinal numbers. We are familiar with this topic in the previous part of our course. Let's revisit it again. The cardinality, that is denoted as A with the standing brackets on the sides of a set, is the abstract measure of the size or the number of elements in the set. It generalizes the intuitive notion of counting elements to both finite and infinite set. As we have finite sets which have the fixed number of elements, as you see in A, that is 1 3 5 7, so it is cardinality is 4. Now when we have infinite set, it can be vastly different in size, and cardinality helps classifies these differences. Now the two main classes which are countable infinite sets and uncountable infinite sets. Intuitively, these can be enlisted or enumerated in a sequence, although they are infinite, but they are countable, means they have something in bijection with the natural number, so we consider that to be countable infinite set. Uncountable infinite sets, these are too large to be put in one-to-one correspondence with the natural number, means when we don't have the bijection in between the uncountable infinite set to the natural numbers, then we say that it is uncountable infinite set. Now countability, a set A is countable if there exists a bijection f, that is from natural number to set A, where n is the natural number usually starting from 0 1 2, that is the set of the natural number. It is pertinent to here mention, we might be considering as 0 to be natural number, sometime we always consider the natural number starting from 1, but in mathematics we consider so that the element which has no value, we consider that to be 0. Let's see something examples in it, that is integers which are represented by this z. Although the set of integers, when you write them, they are infinite, but they are countable, means they can be enlisted because they are in one-to-one correspondence with the natural numbers. Now the rational numbers, they are also countable, although they have many elements in real numbers, but the Cantor-Dangle elimination construct an implicit listing. Now uncountable means the set of the real numbers, the real line which can be plotted on real line is uncountable because it cannot be put into one-to-one correspondence with the natural numbers. Now visualizing the cardinalities, that is the natural numbers, integers, rational numbers and real numbers. Now we have the bijection from natural numbers to integers. Similarly, we have bijection from integers to rational numbers, but we don't have any bijection from Q to R. So we can easily say that we have the countable and uncountable infinite sets. So natural number, that is one-to-one corresponding with itself, so it is countable. As Z has bijection with n, so it is also countable. Now when we skip that Z between them, so we can easily consider n to be related to Z. Now if you consider that the applications, it is cardinality and the countability and the countable set, they are considered in set theory, in understanding the infinite set sizes and hierarchies. Mathematical logics, proof of undecidability and incompleteness, that also caters with the countability of the and the cardinality of the sets. Computer sciences, that is data structure, sizes and infinite computation models, they also considered to be in terms of the cardinality and the countability in terms of their sizes. Now functions for computer sciences, Boolean functions. Boolean functions map inputs of Boolean variables or bit strings to 0 1. Formally, if n is the number of inputs variables, a Boolean function is the variable which have the 0 and 1 to the power n. It means that we have different arrangements of 0 and 1. So now we can consider as to be, that is the permutation of the elements from 0 to 1, which we have the two elements and we want to replace them in various values to the values 0 and 1. These functions form the basis of digital logic circuits, decision for map making, and computational logic. It is pertinent to mention here, when we consider the alphabets and the numbers in the computer which we write on your screens, they are written in terms of binary numbers. Let's see the examples. AND function, that is binary. AND functions means x and y means when the output is 1, if both inputs are 1 else 0, means if one is 1 other is 0, the output be 1. OR function, that is, you are familiar with these notations which we have done in the previous chapters also, that is OR, output be 1 if at least one put is 1, means if one is 1 and other is 0, so the one put would be considered as 1. NOT function, that is the negation of a variable, means not of x will be negation of x, that is output is the negation of the input. Now what is the application of the Boolean algebra? As you can see on your right hand side of the screen, that is used in digital circuits, cryptography, artificial intelligence, and database search algorithms and error correction codes. Now the summary and the key takeaway: review of the essential functions. Concept covered function composition, combining function to create more complex behavior. Inverse function, undoing the effect of a function requiring bijectivity. Growth of the function, which analyzes how the resource uses scales with input size. Boolean functions, that is the operations on binary values using logic gates. And hash function, that is mapping data for efficient storage and retrieval. Thank you very much. See you in next chapter.